Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's that time again. I have a box full of garbage. I thought I'd do another empties video. I love watching these. I don't know about you guys, but I thoroughly enjoy watching, like, what did you like enough that you used up the whole thing? Or are you like me and you're like obsessive compulsively using things up even if you don't love them? I do a little bit of both. I have like a whole thing where I've spent money on it and I want to get my money's worth. So some of these things I loved, some of these things were like, okay. So let's get into it. So the first thing I have in here is not going to be a surprise to anyone. I went through a bottle of the Garnier micellar water. Now this time I tried, they have different ones. So the one I usually get has the pink top, and I think it's just for all skin types, good for everybody. This one was for oily and sensitive skin. Now, I figured I would love this more because I am so oily. However, I actually found that this made my face a little flaky, which is not normal for me. Usually I'm so oily, I get a little dehydrated but never flaky. So I noticed when I was using this, I'd get little like flakies around the nose. So I have since repurchased the one with the pink top that I really like. So I love this stuff. It's such a great value. So that so far is my favorite micellar water that I've tried. I've tried a few different ones. They pretty much all work the same. This one is like the most bang for your buck, so I do love this. So we went through in our house a bottle of the Johnson's Head to Toe Baby Wash. So we use this for a few things in our house. It makes a really great body wash. It's good for sensitive skin if you have sensitive areas. So we do, Clinton and I both use it as a body wash. Also, in addition to that, I use it to wash my makeup brushes. I find it to be really, really gentle. It's pH balanced. It doesn't make them feel coarse or anything like that, because I am sort of slowly switching to the synthetic bristle brushes, but I do still have some natural hair ones. So I find it works well for all the different types of makeup brushes as far as cleaning them. I do have like a spray, the Bodyography makeup brush cleanser, which you can spray onto like a Kleenex and give them a quick clean, but for like a really thorough like shampooing, this is what I like to use. So we went through a bottle of that. I've used up now, I don't even know if they make this anymore. I don't think that they do. The thing with Redken is that they relaunch things. They relaunch and relaunch and repackage and relaunch. And so anytime I have anything Redken in here, it's like long since that they don't make it anymore. But this was the Fresh Curls Curl Boost. So this was like a scrunching spray gel. So I would use it when I'm wearing my hair like this and kind of spritz a little in and give it a little bit of life. Usually, especially the next day after I've slept on it and it starts getting a little sad looking. So I went through a bottle of that. I've had that forever. And then also in hair products, I went through the Bandit Hair shampoo, and this was the jojoba oil and exotic orchid. So this is the glossing shampoo. So this is supposed to make your hair shinier. I love Bandit Hair. It's one of those brands that people don't talk about. It's not like terribly popular. It's very cost effective. This is a salon professional brand. And I quite often buy these when they go on in little duo packs. I think I had gotten this, it was like a holiday pack. So it was the shampoo, the conditioner, and then a couple of travel size shampoo and conditioner. I'm still working on the conditioner that goes with this, but I did really like this. So far, I don't think I've tried a Bandit Hair shampoo that I didn't like. It has a really nice lather. They all smell really good. And again, very cost effective. So I did go through a bottle of that. Okay, I think that's it for hair products. So let's move on to skincare. It's really hot here. It's like 40 something degrees outside with Humidex, so my hair has been like a little sad and crazy the last few days. So for skincare products, I went through a jar. So they don't actually make this one anymore either. So this is the BioElements Lutein Indoor Protective Day Cream. Clinton was actually using this as like an aftershave slash moisturizer. I would use it occasionally during the day when my skin was feeling a little dry, especially after I was using that micellar water. They don't make this anymore, but it was such a nice moisturizer. It was sort of middle of the road as far as how heavy it was. So that was a really nice product. Obviously I won't be repurchasing it because they don't make it anymore, but I had the big back bar size at the salon, so I had been refilling this jar for Clinton whenever he would get low on it. So we're out at the salon and we're out at home, so that's the end of the lutein, unfortunately. And then I also went through another jar of my BioElements Beyond Hydration. So this is their moisturizer for oily skin. It's a gel-based moisturizer, so you can see there's like a little bit of a shine of a gel in there. So I love this one. It is very much like a second skin for you. If you're an oily skin type, you know it feels gross to put heavy moisturizers on your skin, especially through the day. So I do love this one, especially when I'm particularly oily. So I did go through another jar of that, and I went through 2 jars of my BioElements Oil Control Sleepwear. So this is my favorite night cream. Again, it's a little bit more of a gel type consistency. You can see it's a little jelly in there. I love this stuff. It is my absolute favorite. It's anti-aging. It's very, very light on the skin. It helps to control the oil, not just the next day, but continuing on with prolonged use. It will actually reduce the amount of oil that you're producing. So I love this. I have switched over to something else for now. I'm trying out the doTERRA anti-aging moisturizer. I think it's important to keep your skin guessing a little bit. I'm very guilty of like finding things that I like and using them forever. So I've been trying really hard to try some new things, see how my skin behaves, but I will definitely go back to my oil control sleepwear. I love that. Again, in the skincare, this is the BioElements All Things Pure Scrub. I have had this forever. I got to a point where I was like, okay, it's starting to get a little crusty. You know when you have a scrub and you've had it for a while and it's been open and it starts to sort of dry out and shrink a little bit? That's where it kind of got to with this. I loved this because, truth be told, now BioElements is the product line that I carry in the salon. It's definitely, I've been using it for years. It's definitely one of my favorite lines that I've ever tried. However, I've always felt that their scrubs have left a little something to be desired. They have 2 others that are very clay-based, and I just don't like the way that feels on my skin. It makes it feel dry, and myself being an oily skin type, if I'm feeling dry, then everyone's feeling very dry. So I loved when they came out with this one because it was a little bit more of a jelly consistency. However, now that I've discovered the Quintessence Sage Peel, which I think I had like 3 empties of these, the last empties video that I did, I love this stuff. This is everything that I wanted this to be. So I won't be repurchasing any of the BioElements scrubs for the foreseeable future unless they put out something different, but I have already repurchased the Quintessence Sage Peel. I love, love, love this stuff. I keep one in my shower. I've got some at the salon. I love it. It's great stuff. And very, very cost effective. What else do I have? Just see if I have any other skincare in here. Okay, so the last BioElements item that I have in here is the Multitask Eye Cream. You can see that I used every last drop of that. I've been using this one for years. It's a great daytime eye cream. It's very light. It absorbs very quickly. I will certainly repurchase this at some point. I am using something else right now. I've gotten a couple of Ipsy eye creams, so I have been using sort of some different products, but I do love this and I will go back to it. Speaking of, in the Ipsy bag, I had gotten the Banana Bright Eye Cream. So it was just like a sample size. However, this lasted me, I want to say this lasted at least a couple of months. Like, this lasted a good long while. Now, it is supposed to brighten the eye area. It was sort of yellow in color. I didn't necessarily notice that. However, it was nice. Same as I like to use this one during the day, I used this one during the day. It was nice and light. It absorbed very quickly. However, I didn't notice any extra brightening around the eye area. I would certainly repurchase this. You know, if I'm at Sephora and I need an eye cream, maybe I would buy this, but it didn't wow me, I guess is what I'm getting at. So it was a nice eye cream. So the last things I've got here for skincare, so when I went for my first Botox treatment, I was chitty-chatting with the girl at the reception area, and she gave me a couple of products to try. Now, this brand is called Proderm, and she gave me the Gentle Cleanser. See if I can get the glare to go away. Come on. There's a little writing. This was sort of what I would consider like a milk cleanser or a cream cleanser. This is not my preference. That being said, that has to do with my skin type. I'm very, very oily. I'm breakout prone. I wear a lot of makeup. And this for me just didn't make my skin feel as clean as I would like it to feel. I like to have that squeaky clean feel to my face at the end of the day. And this didn't quite do it for me. So I tried it a couple of times in the evening. I didn't really feel like, even with using the micellar water as a pre-cleanse, I didn't really feel like I was getting my makeup off with this. So I put it in the shower and I used it in the mornings, and it was fine. I wouldn't buy this, but if you have dry skin or sensitive skin, this would probably be a really nice option for you. And the other product she gave me was the regenerating cream in the Proderm. Now this I used at nighttime and I did really like it. It was a little heavy for me, but I like that at nighttime because I go so light through the day, and because I use so many astringent products because of the acne and because of the oils. This felt really nice on my skin. So I did like this. Will I repurchase it? Probably not, because I have access to professional brands and so on. I'm probably not going to go and buy something like this from a doctor's office unless it like blew my socks off, which it didn't. So that's it for skincare. I have some body items in here. So I had the Lush Ocean Salt Face and Body Scrub. Now, I would never use this on my face. It is like a salt scrub, and I personally think it would be much too aggressive to use on the face. However, I loved it for my legs. My legs are like scales for some reason. It doesn't matter how much I moisturize, my legs are always like a little bit rough. So I used this on my legs. I loved it. It smelled great. It had sort of a, like it's a salt scrub, but it had that beachy smell to it, like the smell of your skin after you come home from the beach and you have that salt sort of smell. So I really like this. I haven't found a Lush product that I haven't loved, so I was not surprised. This was a gift from a client, so thank you to her. I also used up the Herbalind bath oil in Melissa as the fragrance. These are essential oil based bath oils. I sell these in the salon. I have some here at home, and they're nice. They're inexpensive. They're a nice bath oil. They give you a little bit of bubble without it being like a bubble bath. And they're feminine friendly, which you can't always find in bath products. So I do really like these. I have several more, so I probably won't be repurchasing this one until I go through the other ones, but I did really like this one. And speaking of Herbalind, now this is, if any of you are my clients watching this, you know that I love the Herbalind Glycerin Silicone Fragrance-Free Hand Cream. I love this stuff. I sell this stuff like hotcakes in my salon. If you have chapped, dry, cracking hands, this is what you need in your life. So this is just a glycerin silicone hand cream. It has AHAs, it has vitamin A, vitamin E. It's very, very hydrating. And because it's fragrance free, if you do get little cracks in your skin, it won't burn when you put it on. Oftentimes it's the fragrance or the alcohol in the fragrance that will cause that burning sensation. So I love this stuff. I can't live without it, and the clients that I have retailed this to feel the same way. So this is not expensive, and it's one of those creams where it's not like a fluffy, exciting, smells good, put it all over your body kind of cream. It literally smells like nothing. It's fragrance free. And it's greasy. Like it's a heavy, heavy hand cream, but it will save your hands. So what I do is I keep this on my nightstand, and before I go to bed, I put my, all my lip balm on and my mouth guard in, and I put my greasy hand lotion on, and my husband wonders why he married me, and this is the stuff. This is the good stuff. So every time I buy something else, I always wonder, why did I do that? Like, this is the one product that saves my hands. So love this stuff. If you need some and you're in Fredericton, hit me up. I'll hook you up. So otherwise for body care, the only other thing I have in here was this Bubble Tea Lemongrass and Tea Tree Stimulating Hand Cream. Now I got this in a BoxyCharm. No, I got this in an Ipsy. Now I don't remember what I got what in. So I got this in an Ipsy. It smells really good. It smells like lemongrass and green tea. You know, it smells great. But this was like a runny, like nothing hand cream. It didn't do a thing for me. I went through it like that. It was okay. So I wouldn't buy this again. I didn't buy it in the first place. It came in my Ipsy bag, but I loved that it had essential oils in it. I was so excited because it says infused with essential oils, and you know, I'm really into that, but it just didn't do it for me. So I wouldn't buy that again. So the rest, I think, is all makeup. I'm looking in here, and it's all makeup. I think last time I didn't have any makeup, so this is exciting. Oh, there's one thing in here that's not makeup, and it is Natural Sense Marjoram. I have had this essential oil forever. I've had it for so long, and I used it up finally. So now I have the doTERRA Marjoram, which surprisingly smells a lot different. So this is gone. Hallelujah. The rest is makeup, I swear. So I have a couple of primers in here. So I had finally used up the Physicians Formula Insta Ready Face Primer. This was not for me. However, I did use it up because I'm cheap. I used it during the winter, which I think is the only time I could use it. It felt very, I mean, it's like a dimethicone based primer, but it felt very oily to me. However, when I did put it on underneath my makeup, I didn't get a terrible amount of creasing or extra oiliness. It just didn't feel the way I wanted it to feel on my skin. So if you're a drier skin type, and you find your makeup sometimes gets flaky, this would probably be a really nice product for you. I got this at the drugstore. It was like $17, $18. It wasn't terribly expensive. So if you are that skin type, I would recommend this. If you're my skin type, I would not. That being said, I went through another bottle of my e.l.f. Blemish Control Face Primer. If you're not new to my channel, you know this is my favorite primer. I love it. I go through it more than I probably go through anything else. I seem to go through a lot of primer. Right now I'm using the Cover FX one. I got that in a BoxyCharm, but I do have a backup of this. So I have already repurchased this, and I do love it. And if I start breaking out, I'll break this out. It helps, I swear. And it makes your makeup glide on so good. I don't get as oily on the T-zone. I don't know what it is. It's just great. So the other side of that same spectrum is setting spray, and I went through the Essence Instant Matte Setting Spray. This was nice. It was like $4 or $5 at the drugstore. It had a good mister on it. I don't know if there's enough in there. Just barely. It had a nice mister on it. It wasn't like the garden hose situation that some of the drugstore ones are. I went through it pretty quickly because it's a pretty small bottle, but it's like $4 or $5. So I still feel like it was a good value. Would I repurchase this again? Yeah, I would. Absolutely. Right now I've got the Urban Decay All Nighter on the go. But when it comes time to buy more primer, if I'm on a major budget that week, yeah, I would definitely buy this again. It's a nice setting spray. I have gone through another bottle of the Clinique Acne Solutions foundation in Fresh Ivory. You guys know I love this stuff. I've been using it for years. I have switched over since my drugstore versus luxury foundation video. I'll link that below. I have switched over to the Almay, and I'm really liking it. I really am. You guys left me some feedback in the comments that you thought it looked more natural. I'm finding it to be very cost effective. I don't use as much of it as I did of this. This certainly oxidizes more, so the Almay one, when I put it on, it just stays that color. This one, when I put it on, it oxidizes into a little bit of an orangey undertone. So I always just bought a shade lighter knowing that, but I mean, $37 versus like $15. So I'm liking the Almay. Will I repurchase this? Probably. If my skin gets really bad again or anything weird starts happening, or I might just treat myself. I don't know. But for now, I'm loving the Almay. I may go back to this at some point. I have nothing negative to say about that. I love that Clinique Acne Solutions foundation. In that same line of, you know, life is powder. And so I went through the, which one is this? Buff Beige, Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Buff Beige. There's a weensy little bit in the bottom, but I couldn't get it to come down into the hole. So that one's done. And I have repurchased Creamy Natural, it's slightly darker. I got that for summer. So I have repurchased Physicians Formula. It's very rare that I use another powder. The only other ones that I would use are, the only other ones that I've found that are talc free are the Bodyography and and the Pure. So we went through one of these. I had this one left over from last summer. This one was too dark for me to use all winter. This is the light tan. So this is the Pure pressed powder. It's also talc free. I do really like this. However, this is like, I want to say it's like $30 or more, and this one's like $15. So I always go back to Physicians Formula, and I personally prefer a loose powder. That may be because I'm so oily, I like to like load the powder on, but something like this is better for me for just touch-ups. So I probably won't repurchase this. You never know. You never know. I may, but more than likely it'll be Physicians Formula. So I did go through the Pure one. It was like almost gone when summer hit, and I was like, oh, I have like a little tiny bit around the pan there to use up. And then I went through a Maybelline Age Rewind Dark Circle Corrector in Neutralizer. That's the only color I ever buy. It has a slight yellow tone to it. I find it really works well for the dark circles. So I went through one of those, and I have already repurchased one. So we know I love that one. I also went through the e.l.f. HD Under Eye setting powder. Now I have repurchased not the under eye one, but just the HD setting powder. So I have sort of repurchased it. I went for this. They didn't have this, so I bought that, and it's massive. So it'll be quite a while going through that, but I'm using it in the same way underneath the eyes, and then using the powder all over. I also went through some brow products. So I used up, this was the Essence. I mean, they're still a little, but it's so tiny, like you can't sharpen it anymore. You know when they get so small that you can't sharpen them? So this was the Essence Brow Pencil in Blonde. So I would repurchase this. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. I have since found some other brow products that I think I like better. However, if I was on a major budget and I needed a brow product, I would absolutely buy this again. This was the Annabelle Stay Sharp Self-Sharpening Waterproof Brow Liner in Taupe. I would not repurchase this. I wouldn't. It was too soft. I liked it at first. I was really excited about it because it had really, really good pigmentation, but it was really soft, and I felt like it got softer the longer I used it, and then right when I was at the very end, the whole end just like broke off, and I was like, fine. So I wouldn't repurchase this again. If you like a really soft eyebrow pencil, some people do. This was, I mean, the pigment was nice, the price was good. It's just too soft for me. I like something a little bit firmer. I also went through, why is that in there? Oh yeah. So I used to carry in my salon the TGD Cosmetics, which I can't buy locally anymore. That's like the main reason I don't carry them in the salon anymore. And I've just found other things that I like better. So I had a few products left from them in the salon that I basically just brought home to use. Like I had some nice quads. Like their shadows are really, really nice. I love those. But they also have these smudgy eyeliners, which I think probably this is just old. I can't get it to sharpen. Can you see? So much glare. There we go. Can you see that? Every time I try to sharpen it, it just crumbles. So I think it's just old. If you can't sharpen your eyeliner anymore, it's garbage. Okay. Other eyeliners. There's a lot of eyeliners in here. I had like a horde of eyeliners I was trying to go through. So this was the Tarte Sex Kitten. I got this in an Ipsy bag. Yeah, I got this in an Ipsy bag. I didn't love this. I mean, it's a black liner. But because it's this type, that's like literally all that's left. You can't sharpen it, so you're really only getting like a smudgy line with that. And I mean, that's only what I want about 20% of the time. Most of the time I want something a little bit more crisp. I also found that this had a tendency to sort of migrate under my eyes, which I hate. You guys know that. That's how I measure if I like a mascara or an eyeliner, is like how much like raccoon eye I get by the end of the day. And with this, I got a lot, and I found it very difficult to remove with eye makeup remover, with micellar water, with cleanser, with anything. I found it's really stuck to the lids. I also went through my, when there's not even any writing left on it, like, you know you've used it. It's been well loved. This was the e.l.f. Intense Ink liquid liner. I do really like this one. It's fatter than most people like, but I seem to be able to get still a good sharp wing with it. I liked this. I used it up. I would buy this again in a heartbeat. Absolutely. The price is right. The pigment's good. It's a very nice sharp black line. I didn't have any issues with the lines bleeding. I found it relatively easy to remove when it came time. I really, honestly, I've always done really well with e.l.f. eyeliners. The liquid ones, they know what they're doing. And it was like $3 or $4, like very inexpensive. Now, I used to love, this is the Urban Decay Razor Sharp Long Wear Liquid Liner in the color Perversion, which is basically their black. Now, I used to love this until I started trying other ones. And first things first, I prefer the ink, like the pen type, to this sort of brush style. I find it very difficult to control that little brush. I also find it hard to control how much product you're getting on. I would get too much in the inner corner, it would run down here. I would have a hard time getting a really nice sharp wing, and this stuff does not come off. It doesn't come off. It's so hard to get off. I'm going through like 4 wipes with micellar water on them before I'm getting all my eyeliner off, and usually it's 1 per eye. I wouldn't buy this again. I don't think it's worth the money. I prefer the e.l.f. ones, and honestly, like, our eye area is so delicate. I don't want to use something that I have to try that hard to remove. So that's just my preference. I won't repurchase this again. I do believe this was a gift, and I loved it at the time, but I've just found other things that I love more. So I will not repurchase that. That was the Urban Decay liner. The last, well, I guess this isn't eyeliner. This was mascara. So this was the Pure Fully Charged Mascara. This was a deluxe sample size that I got in an Empties bag, and I actually really liked this. I loved this. I didn't get major raccoon eyes. It was buildable, but it was nice and thin, where if you just wanted like a natural look, you just could do 1 coat, or you could build it up with 2 or 3 coats to get a more dramatic look. I love these deluxe sample sizes. I think you go through these in the same amount of time as you go through a full-size one. Would I repurchase it? Maybe. Personally, I'm big on my drugstore mascaras. I think the drugstore kills it when it comes to mascara. I think you can get a really great mascara for, like, you know, between $5 and $10. So I probably would repurchase this. I do collect my Optimum points, so sometimes I treat myself to things. However, I do think I like the Smashbox one better. But this was nice. I used it to the very end, so that says a lot. When it comes to mascara, I'm very fussy. Mascara is one of those things that I will not just use up if I don't like it. If I don't like it, it's going in the garbage, and I'm getting the ones that I like. So I have since purchased the Essence Lash Princess that everybody's been raving about, and I do really like that one, and it's a fraction of the price. However, this was nice while it lasted. And I finally used up the Bedhead, aka TG, same brand as this liner. This was a quad, and it was the Drama Queen quad. These were like old packaging, like 2 sets of packaging ago, but these were so nice. These were the old quads, and there was like a purple and a blue and a teal and like a silver, I think, right there. But for the longest time, it's just been the teal and the blue, and I've been trying to use them up. So I finally did. I was so happy. Like, who uses up a palette? But I've been trying for a long time, and they were really nice. It wasn't like, oh, I have to use that palette again. No, these were great. I would repurchase this if it was possible to do so. However, I have like 3 other TG quads in the new packaging that I'm working on. So yeah, I finally used up. If Kait is watching, she'll be proud of me that I finally used this up. If you don't know who Kait is, that's who I did my declutter, my makeup collection video with. I'll link that below. And the last products in here are lip products. So I used up, oh my gosh, my hair is like on everything. Anybody that has long hair, do you find that? You take things out of boxes and it just has hair on it. So this was the e.l.f. Luscious Liquid Lipstick in the color Strawberry. Now, I would never call this a lipstick. This is a lip gloss. I had a few different ones of these. I'm trying to twist it even though it's empty. I had a few different ones of these. I still have the color raspberry. Now this one has quite a bit more color to it. This one was much more sheer. This was strawberry. These were great though. I'd pop them in my purse. They were a great lip gloss with just a hint of color in them. So yeah, I used that up. I liked it. I would repurchase that again. I think they were like $1 or $2 on the e.l.f. website. Before Walmart started carrying e.l.f. around here, I used to just do like an e.l.f. order off their website like a couple of times a year, and you couldn't swatch anything, right? So you just order like all these colors and just hope for the best. But they were like $1 or $2, so like who cares? So this was the rose gloss in the Lip Sense. So these are the glosses you seal the color coats with. These days I feel like I'm wearing less and less Lip Sense, but I'm certainly still wearing it, and I have still a fair amount of glosses on hand, so I did go through this one. I still prefer the clear, just the old regular old glossy gloss. I have one more colored one that I'm working on now, and then I'm going straight to the clear glossy gloss after that. And the last product in here was Clarins Instant Light Lip Comfort Oil in the color raspberry. These are so nice. These were like an essential oil lip gloss almost. I don't know if that's exactly what they were, but they were very, very hydrating. They felt so good on the lips. They were just like the perfect thing. I would throw this on quite often when I was going to the gym. And it has like a really interesting shaped applicator. It's like a really fat, bendy doe foot applicator. I loved this. These are not cheap. These are like, I want to say they're $20, which is a lot for a lip gloss, but this lasted forever and it felt so good. I would definitely buy this again. Yeah, I would buy this again in a heartbeat. I loved this. This was a gift from a client, but I would buy it with my own money in a heartbeat. That's it. That's it, guys. Box is empty. Ready to be reloaded with more of my garbage. So that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!